So, I've got a problem with law enforcement or government of any level hiding anything. Now, yes, I understand the need for some classification. If you're in the middle of an investigation, yes, that paperwork does not need to go out to the entire public. If you're in the middle of the trial, that information doesn't need to go out to the public. It needs to be waited until it's presented in court. But Oklahoma has signed a law that has said that law enforcement doesn't have to provide documents unless it's tied to an arrest. Well, there are certain incidents that have been quite questionable. On top of the fact of you've also got civil asset forfeiture, which I think needs to be covered far more than I do, or anybody does. But this is a idiotic thing. Police should not be hiding anything. Not, yes, I believe in police accountability. It's government. Of course, there should be accountability. On top of the fact of that police have bad actors that get the badge that shouldn't be police officers and they get to hide behind stuff like that. Yes, we need to know if a police officer is getting disciplined because they are doing things they shouldn't be doing. We should know what kind of complaints filed against them. Now, some people use those complaints against cops even though they're BS reports, but it should still be known. And Oklahoma doing this is kind of disturbing. But now I got an article here from Oklahoma Watch, and I'm probably going to read some of it, and then I'll probably post a link to it because Oklahoma Watch does some interesting things. They claim to have no favorites; they're kind of liberal, which okay, oh well. But people should know what's going on because this could, if this becomes successful, then in a court case, then this could be tied to other states, and some states already have similar rules. So, if you want to know what's going on the federal, state, or local level, hit like, hit subscribe, because I try to cover all those things as much as I can. Now, let's get into this story.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Okay, this is part of a Oklahoma Watch article written by Jennifer Palmer, well researched. 2023 policy change is allowing Oklahoma City Police to shield some police reports from public view. In February, Oklahoma Watch filed a public records request from the Oklahoma City Police Department to gather information about a Yukon teacher confronted by vigilante predator catchers at his home. The interaction was live streamed on social media. The video concluded as officers led the man out of his home and placed him in a police car, but he wasn't arrested, and that's where Oklahoma City Police Department dug in. Public Information Officer refused to provide police reports involving people who are not arrested or charged with the crime, even though those incident reports have long been considered public records regardless of arrest. The department's own policy manual makes it clear arrest and crime incident reports may be reviewed by news media as long as such review is conducted during the time period reasonably contemporaneous with the arrest or incident, the manual reads. Oklahoma Watch filed a complaint with the Attorney General's Public Access Counselor. Legislature addressed the issue in 2009 when it removed the word arrest, added 4 years earlier, from a section of the state's open records law, guaranteeing public access to incident reports. Lawmakers were inspired to fix the law after police refused to release information about an incident with the drunk public official who swiped a bull rider's guitar. No one had been arrested. Then a legislator, it was Sykes, who signed the 2009 bill as the presiding officer of the Senate. It passed unanimously. In 2012, Scott Pruitt, then the Attorney General, wrote an advisory letter clarifying that the incident reports are public records regardless of whether an arrest was made. Yet in this case, Sykes sided with the police, slamming shut access to information about routine police work in a decision that could spread no other law enforcement to other law enforcement agencies. Public access counselor decisions aren't binding, and this week, Oklahoma Watch notified the city that it intends to file a lawsuit. Purpose of the Opens Record Act is to ensure and facilitate the public's right. Okay, yeah. Public interest isn't limited to incidents that result in arrest or charges. When troopers found Governor Kevin Stitt's underage son intoxicated with a box of guns, the public was informed through an incident report. When investigators determined an obscure Jackie Chan movie was a source of nude images on television in Ryan Walters' Education Department office, again, the public was informed through a police report. An Oklahoma Watch investigation into the death of Ernest Antwine relied on a Sheriff's Department incident report. Antwine suffered from schizophrenia and drug addiction. In 2021, police took him from his mother's house and dropped him off in a sparsely populated area on the side of the road where he was struck by a pickup truck and killed. None of these examples involved arrest or charges. Of all the branches of government, law enforcement should be the most transparent, said Dave Coulier, who has studied access to public records for 20 years and director of the Joseph L. Breckner Freedom of Information Project, University of Florida. What other department in the city can detain you on the sidewalk, Coulier said, and take away your children? Can make you pay money, can throw you in a cell, and can even have you killed either on the street or later in trial. Parks Department, no, they can't. The Sewer Department doesn't have that power. Transparency promotes for better relationships with communities, and the converse is true too. Withholding information trends to further strain those relationships, as Cameron McElhenney, Executive Director of the National Association of Civilian Oversight of Law Enforcement, a nonprofit organization that advocates for transparency, accountability, and responsibility. So you're seeing that you've got experts that are commenting on this, and like I said, I'm going to put this up so you can read it. It's a long, well-researched article, but it's a pretty good one. Look, I'm someone that believes that government should be transparent in everything. On top of that, I honestly don't see why they charge so much money. I know why they charge so much money. They want to make sure that they can hide by making it too expensive for normal folks to actually research what they need to research. Government wants to have power, and it doesn't want the people of this country to have power. And records are one of the ways that people should have power in this state. And in Oklahoma, and in Tennessee, and in all the other 47 states, plus the territories. American government was supposed to be built to make sure that it's for the people, by the people. Records are how the government hides away their little stupidities. And it's time that we stop allowing that to happen. Oklahoma is just one of the places that is having this happen. And dear Lord, am I going to make sure that people know that what's going on. And I don't care if it's police related. I don't care if it's Department of Sewer related. It's something that needs to be known. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Well, hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.